Hello everybody, welcome to the Westside Fantasy Premier Fantasy Football League Update Show. This is week number 4. Thought I might give Jim a hand, take a page out of his playbook and use the power of the YouTube to communicate to the Fantasy Football League. I hope you don't mind. Any rate, let's start all over again. Let's start with, let's start anew, I should say. Let's take a look at the standings. It's now week 4. We've still got one unbeaten team, the one who knocks. Phil Flores is sitting on top of the Division del Sur. The one who knocks at 3-0. The Ferocious Fennec and the OG Alia Rogers round out the top 3 in Division del Sur. Looking at Division del Norte, Auto Smack, Guy Petty at 2-1. The Dark Side, who is Juan Photo, and Smell This, who moved up to 2-1 by virtue of the win this week. So right now, the top 6 teams would be Auto Smack, Dark Side, Smell This, the one who knocks, Ferocious Fennec, and OG Alia Rogers, with the one who knocks and Auto Smack getting the first round buys if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, which of course they do not. One of the things we need to start worrying about, though, fellas, is bye weeks. Bye weeks start this week. The Colts and the Steelers are on bye this week. The other thing, as you guys have noticed, is Thursday night games are happening every week this year. So you got to be paying attention to that to get your lineup square. Cleveland versus Baltimore on Thursday night. So bye week is Colts versus Steelers. Thursday night game is Cleveland versus Baltimore. And thank you, Time Warner Cable, for giving me the NFL Network after 3 years. Let's take a look at our games last week. Smell This survived against the Dark Side, 122 to 112. Eli Manning had just a mediocre day, but got great production out of Megatron and A.J. Green to power the Smell This. The Dark Side, Juan Photo, Tom Brady with 40. It's about what they expected, but a little bit less on the Baltimore defense caused Mike to come up just a little short. Reggie Bush was 6.2, Michael Finley was 6, but everybody else was some pretty good numbers. But Smell This, luckily, escapes. Ferocious Phoenix over Los Inodoros. Los Inodoros has got his hands full with that new baby. Matt is 0-3. 0-3. That's kind of the worst start I've ever seen you in, Matt. Ferocious Fennec, 2-1. Pretty good performance so far. True to his nature, Jake is going with the all-rookie lineup, so to speak. Andrew Luck, 46. Been a safe bet so far, but Hakeem Nicks threw up a goose egg. Mike Wallace with 18, and Trent Richardson and Vernon Davis with 11 each, so Janikowski got 11. Breeze went off for 39, a subpar day for Breeze, as the Kansas City Chiefs ended up losing, and Maurice Jones-Drew with 25. Taking a look at the one who knocks versus Passing Fancy. The one who knocks won this game. They're 3-0. Passing Fancy's 1-2. Again, just limping out of the gates there, Jim. Matthew Stafford, who did not finish the game in Detroit. Matthew Stafford got 37 for Phillip. Andre Johnson with 13, and Miles Austin with 10. 15 out of Tony the G. Cam Newton with 24. Subpar day for him. 14 for Michael Turner, who's back. But still, Jim only able to put up 72 points. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Looking at Rough the Passer, again, a poor start for Rough the Passer versus Brother Is. A poor start for Brother Is. Both teams at 1-2. But Rough the Passer put it together last week, 143 to 113, a 30-point win. Peyton got 45, even though his team lost. Darren McFadden, great numbers. Marco Murray, Kyle Rudolph, and Lance Moore, all with double figures to power Rough the Passer. Tony Romo got half of what he was expected for. Mike Hutchinson, but Darren Sproles, 6.2. Ray Rice with 21. He outperformed, but still not enough for Brother Is, who slips to 1-2, and Rob Feinstein, who climbs up to 1-2. Looking at Ghetto Superstar. Ghetto Superstar, again, a terrible start for Ghetto Superstar, 1-2. Aaron Rodgers with 24. Brandon Marshall got held to 7. But 34 for Jamal Charles, who broke free of that injury and that poor season and just a terrible rehab. But he finally came through, even though he looks very obviously had lost his step. He still can get out in front of the defense. Donald Brown with 10. Dennis Pitta, tight end, 11 points. Good pick there, Miles. Dennis Pitta, nice. Matt Ryan with 43 for Guy Petty at Auto Smacked. Antonio Brown with 20.7. Arian Foster with 16, even though it was under projection. But Jonathan Stewart Guy's not getting too far ahead of himself. Jonathan Stewart with 0. Just that one hand tied behind your back. Even so, I should say, Guy puts up 162 to 111 over Ghetto Superstar. What up, Milesy? What up? You can only beat me, apparently. You can only beat me. So, OG Ollie Rogers against the beatdown. OG Ollie Rogers 2-1. Beatdown limping out of the gates at 1-2. Subpar performances up and down. Beatdown 20 from Vic. 9 from Percy Harvin. 4 from Sean Green. CJ Spiller with only 11. Spiller's got to go because Fred Jackson is back. Little note to self there, Johnny. Robert Griffin III for 40. 17 out of Larry Fitzgerald. 25 out of Andre Brown. Good pickup there, Tommy. So that was last week. Let's take a look at this coming week. In our... Get to it. We'll make the picks here. All right, so Smell This gets the one who knocks. Your time is up, Phil. Smell This is on a roll, and we're going to start putting pox on the one who knocks. But let's be objective for a second, and then we'll just give the win to Smell This. Smell This needs to cover for Reggie Wayne, but Eli is placing Philly. Calvin Johnson against Minnesota. AJ Green against Jacksonville. That's some hope there. But not a great lineup for Smell This. Still needs to cover for Reggie Wayne. On the one who knocks side, Stafford, like I said, didn't finish the game. We'll see what happens. Andre Johnson against Tennessee. Miles against Chicago. I still got to go with, even though logic dictates otherwise, and common sense dictates otherwise, I'm going to give the nod to Smell This. The Dark Side versus the Beatdown. Dark Side, 2-1, Beatdown 1-2. Mike Kwan versus John Foreman. On paper, it looks like a coin toss. 138.19 in favor of Mike. 137.29 is what they say for John. So, Mike Vick against the Giants. Percy Harvin against Detroit. CJ Spiller is not going to get the reps that he's been carrying. Jimmy Graham, good tight end, but tight end. And that's John's side. On Brady, Brady plays Buffalo. Welker plays Buffalo. It's at Buffalo. That's a division game. It's rivalry. Adrian Peterson against Detroit. That's a rivalry game. It's looking as if, oh man, 42 for Brady. They're saying I'm going to go with the beatdown. I really am. For no other reason than I want to see 2-2 teams. Because I'm going to move to 3-1. At any rate. Rochus Fennick versus the Ghetto Superstar. Aaron Rodgers against New Orleans, who's projected to put up 55 points. Brandon Marshall against Dallas. Chicago needs to get back on it. Jamal Charles, I think he's going to have a good day against San Diego. 126 is the projected for Miles. Matt Schaub for Ferocious Fennick. Marshawn Lynch and Trent Richardson, all projected with 25, 13, and 10 respectively. Fennick only projected to put up 98. Every time I vote for Miles, he loses, so you know who I'm voting for. I'm voting for Miles. Passing Fancies versus Auto Smack. Passing Fancies at 1-2. Auto Smacked at 2-1. Matt Ryan against Carolina for Auto Smacked. Antonio Brown, though, is on bye. Guy will cover that. Our Arian Foster against Tennessee and Jonathan Stewart, who is not playing. Might want to get him out of there, Guy. Passing Fancies. Jim's got Cam Newton against Atlanta. He's got Stevan Ridley against Buffalo and Michael Turner against Carolina. On paper, it looks like it's a 10-point favorite in Jim's favor. I'm going to go with Auto Smack on this one. Auto Smack to move to 3-1. Brother Is versus the OG Ollie Rogers. Heath Miller is on bye, and OG Ollie Rogers is not playing anybody in that wide receiver tackle position. So, both teams need to cover. Right now it's 110 to 104. Romo against Chicago. Ray Rice against Cleveland. Sproles against Green Bay for Brutta Is. Robert Griffin III against Tampa Bay. Larry Fitzgerald against Miami. And Ben Jarvis Green Ellis against Jacksonville. Even with these pathetic holes, I'm going to go with Brutta Is. I just think there's a little bit better chance of them putting up points. And in our game of the week, Los Inodoros versus Rough the Passer. 0-3 versus 1-2. Manning for Rough the Passer, projected to put up 35, 14 for DMC, 13 for DeMarco Murray. On Breeze, expected to put up 49 against Green Bay for Los Inodoros. Jordy Nelson, 11.7, looking good. mean, Matt is projected to put up 145. Rod's projected to put up 132. I am going to give the nod to Ruff the Passer because I need to see Breeze lose because he's playing the Packers, and we know that they need all the help they can get this year. They're not your father's Packers team. At any rate, that's our look for this week. Keep in mind the bye is Colts and Steelers this week, and Thursday night game is Cleveland and Baltimore. Get your lineup set. Have a great week, everyone. And please, let's get those replacement refs out of here. So long.